This Equipment World video is brought to you by Chevron Delo 600 ADF Ultra Low Ash Diesel Engine Oil. It's time to kick some ash.
Today we're here to talk about Hyundai. They are not one of the biggest names nor the first name you think about when you think about construction equipment, but that doesn't mean you should write them off. Hyundai's got a strong presence overseas, they are all over the place, and they've also got a great product offering here in the US. Here to tell us more is Jeff from Hyundai. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for taking time to be on the dirt today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Thanks for having me.
From what I understand, you guys introduced 3 new models of excavator at ConExpo, particularly compact excavators. Would you mind giving us kind of a brief overview of the new machines?
Sure, absolutely. So you're right, we did introduce those at ConExpo, and the HX series, as we're calling them, they're all new for Hyundai. They've been redesigned from the ground up. Now, the 3 models that we introduced at ConExpo were the HX35, the HX40, and the HX48. We'll also be introducing 2 more HX series models in early 24 and 3 more HX models in late 24. Our largest excavator in the compact range in that 0 to 10 tons, the HX85, that unit's already been on the market for about 4 years. We introduced it in 2020. And our full line of Mini X's range from just under 4,000 pounds to just over 20,000 pounds. Now, you may have noticed just after ConExpo, we introduced a new tagline for compact. It's Hyundai, the new standard in compact. And the new HX series, we've set the bar really high, and that's why we're calling it a new standard, if you will, in compact equipment. And what we're really saying, Brian, is 2 things when we refer to the new standard. One, we offer more standard features than any other manufacturer out there. Features like hydraulic quick coupler standard, integrated utility lifting hook, cylinder guards, dozer blade float, auxiliary flow control in the cab, password security, high mate telematics. There's 6, 7 other items on there that we offer as standard. And then 2, it's not only about the standard features that we offer, it's also about setting that bar high and establishing a new standard, if you will, for compact excavators that customers we think are going to come to expect after experiencing the new HX product.
Gotcha. And so just out of curiosity, of the 3 new models, what made Hyundai kind of decide to invest in these models? Why make these new machines?
So the 35 size machine, the 3 to 4 ton segment, is the largest segment in compact in North America. About 30% of 0 to 10 ton excavators is in that size class. And then the 40 and the 48, and the 40 teeters on that 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 ton. 40 and the 48 are both brand new models for us, so we didn't have an R series in those sizes. And the 4 to 5 ton segment, it represents about 15% of the segment too in 0 to 10 tons. So we felt like those 3 models give us the most bang for our buck, if you will.
So I do want to reference back. You kind of talked about Hyundai's kind of wanting to set the standard here. What are some of the things in your mind that kind of set that standard, that really sets Hyundai apart from the competition?
But before we get into that, I want to take a second to tell you about the sponsor of this video, Chevron Lubricants. Protecting your diesel engine and its exhaust aftertreatment system has traditionally been seen as an either-or proposition when it comes to choosing the engine oil that's going to protect your system. And that's exactly why Chevron spent more than a decade of R&D work developing a no-compromise formulation. Now, I don't have to tell you why a clogged DPF is bad news, but here's the real kick in the pants. 90% of that ash clogging up your DPF and then upping your fuel and maintenance costs, it comes from your engine oil. You might be thinking, why don't they make an engine oil with less ash in it then? You'll be happy to learn that Chevron agrees with you. They've developed a new ultra low ash diesel engine oil that is specifically designed to combat DPF ash clogging. Delo 600 ADF with OmniMax technology cuts sulfate ash by 60%, radically reducing the rate of DPF clogging and extending the DPF service life by 2.5 times. Before, you had to choose between protecting your engine or your aftertreatment system. Now you don't. Delo 600 ADF with OmniMax technology. It's time to kick some ash.
What are some of the things in your mind that kind of set that standard that really sets Hyundai apart from the competition?
It's 4 or 5 different things. It's quality, it's reliability. We offer a standard 3-year, 3,000-hour warranty, plus a 5-year, 10,000-hour structural warranty. And then we also offer a Hyundai-backed extended warranty. It's productivity, obviously the standard features, and then performance. We'll put our units up against any other manufacturer on the market. You know, we recently, Brian, had our heavy metal sales training at our product center in Carnesville, Georgia. In addition to giving our dealers the opportunity to test the new HX series, we also brought in 4 other manufacturers' machines to let the dealers directly compare in a side-by-side comparison against the HX35. And the feedback from the dealers on the new product was overwhelmingly positive. And quite frankly, the competition really never stood a chance.
What in particular kind of stood out on the Hyundai models versus some of the competitors? Was there something in your mind that the users went, this really shines in this area?
Yeah, a couple of things. One, you know, the bigger, better cab, the ergonomics of the cab, the screen itself within the cab, the performance itself. You know, the 4 major manufacturers, the other OEMs that we had there on site, the dealers told us that the HX Series 35 simply outperformed, whether it was digging force, breakout force, tractive effort, it simply outperformed the competition.
Interesting. So that is one of the things, I guess, you know, Hyundai is not one of the biggest known brands here in the US. They are one of the bigger brands, but I wouldn't say they're the first one that jumps to mind when you talk about construction equipment here in the US. And so I do feel like for you guys, you have that kind of uphill battle that you almost have to prove yourself, even though you shouldn't have to, because globally Hyundai is a huge brand. Thoughts on that? Just what that does for you guys coming out of the gate?
One, I'd tell you, Hyundai's probably the best kept secret in the compact market. You know, on the heavy side here in North America and other parts of the world, they are more well known. It's a great brand. You know, I recently went to Korea to the plant, to the testing facility and R&D center, and was really blown away the amount of testing that these guys do on the product to make sure when it comes off the line, it's turnkey, it's ready to go, and you know, expecting no downtimes out of these units. But you know, you're right. It's going to be challenging. We've got to rely on our dealers, make sure we've got the right dealers in the right markets, and that those guys are able to effectively penetrate the segment. And then, you know, from a marketing perspective, making sure that we're getting the name out there and making it more well known that Hyundai competes in the compact segment, not just on the heavy side with large excavators and large wheel loaders.
Well, my final question is, any new features or updates that have been added as you've continued to improve on the line?
Yeah, you know, for the most part, the product remains very similar to the older R-Series unit, although enhancements have been made to every aspect. But I guess one big one is the load sensing. You know, the load sensing hydraulics, given the HX85 has been very successful with its load sensing hydraulics, we're adding that to the 40 and larger machine. Anything 35 and smaller, still the 3-pump system, but the 40 and larger with that 1-pump system that better detects where the flow and pressure is needed, we think is going to set us apart.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for all the information, and thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you, Brian.
Well, thank you again to Jeff and Hyundai for taking the time to come on the show today. As always, I hope this has been informative and gives you a little more information to help you in your business. Thanks for watching as always, and we'll catch you next time on The Dirt.